What's up everyone? In this video I'm going to talk about the Tamron 35-150 f2 to 2.8. Is this lens the best lens? This lens is an incredibly versatile lens, and here's why I think it's the best lens for your photography. Let's get straight to the specs real quick. It has a filter thread of 82 millimeters. The maximum aperture is f2 to 2.8. Minimum aperture is f16 to f22. And just going straight to the good things I like about this lens is the amazing focal length. You have the focal length of 35 millimeters all the way to 150. Another great thing I like about this lens too is it's sharp from 35 to 150. I've tested this out, so stay tuned in this video. Another great thing I like about this lens too is the focus speed. It's just fast as how fast your camera can handle autofocus. Another great thing that, I'm just going to keep saying it throughout this video is the aperture range. From f2 to 2.8, that for me personally, that is an insane aperture range, especially for this type of zoom lens. You'll always hear about the 80 to 200 or the 70 to 200 2.8s or the 24 to 70 2.8s. And just going to the bad stuff, it's not really bad. It's not a deal breaker, but just one of the bad things about this lens is the weight, the size, and the cost. Right when I saw it, the size, it wasn't too bad, but when I held it in my hands, it was pretty heavy. You'll definitely feel the difference. And the cost of it too. This lens for the Nikon Z mount is $2,000 as of June 2024. I don't think it's ever going to go down, but I have seen used ones go for right under $2,000, but at that price point, you might as well get a brand new one. I don't have many zoom lenses at f2.8. My other zoom lens at f2.8 is the 80 to 200 AFS lens. The 80 to 200 2.8 AFS lens that I have is actually just a little heavier than the 35 to 150 lens. I really thought my 80 to 200 was going to be bigger, but as you can see here, fully extended, it's nearly the same size as my 80 to 200, and the 80 to 200 is a pretty big lens already. Here's how the 35 to 150 looks next to the 35, the 50, my 85, and the 24 to 70 f4 lens. Do you think this lens is too big? Let me know in the comments below. For me, the size of the lens isn't a huge problem. It's actually the weight. Because for me, a heavier lens will make me tired out much more faster. Even though it is a little lighter than the 80 to 200 and nearly the same size, Tamron did a great job, especially for the size of the lens, especially for the focal length and the aperture it has. So I took this lens for portraits just to test it out, and I really like how versatile it is. Here with Penny is my model. I'm gonna test this out at 35 with the 35 150 f2 to 2.8. Just test shot here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, it's 35. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go to 50. 1, 2, 3. Go to 70. 1, 2, 3. 85. 1, 2, 3. 100. 1, 2, 3. Go 135. 1, 2, 3. 150. Move back here. 1, 2, 3. All right. So that's all the focal ranges from 35 to 150. All right. So I'll just have you sit right here. Do a full body shot here.
Damn, my piss kind of short.
There you go. Yeah, you can just hold your knees like that. There you go. And just tilt your head a little bit more. There you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Ooh, good shots. All right. We'll just move on over there. Okay. It's one of the reasons why I like this 35 150 is like the range too. So you have like 35 right here. You can zoom all the way to 150 right here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. All right. Just gonna adjust the light real quick here. The sun is on a quick spot.
Yeah, the drive's not like super windy either.
I know. I was gonna bring one of my like flimsier stands, but I was like, just be safe. I'm bringing this one. But it's not even that windy at all, too, man. Compared to like yesterday, for real. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Great. So that's at the 130, 100, 150, and then we're gonna go closer. I'm gonna do it like waist up. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Do full body here. 1, 2, 3. And I just want to see, can you go like this? See if how that looks. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Again, 1, 2, 3. Do that one again. Yep, right there you go. 1, 2, 3. Great. Go to 50. 1, 2, 3. Great. Hold that right there. 1, 2, 3, and then look at me. Great. 1, 2, 3. All right. Good. All right. We're just gonna walk over there. Okay. It's at 35. I'm gonna do another shot here just to see how my setup is. 2, 3. Do it again. 1, 2. Do full body shot here. 1, 2, 3. Great. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Up here. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Great. Go all the way to 135 and 150 just to see how this looks. Really compressing the background here. 1, 2, 3. Hold that. There you go. Great. 1, 2, 3. Nice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. All right. Like these. Second location with the Z6 and the 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then look this way. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Nice. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right. Let's check this. Go. Great. Oh, this is nice because it's like cloudy too. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then look this way. I just want to see. Yep. There you go. Great. 1, 2, 3. It's nice. I'm just going from each focal length. So this is at f2. 1, 2, 3. Go to 50. Yeah, hold that right there. There we go. 1, 2, 3.
Those sirens apply.
Oh, it's okay.
Fly
Go ahead.
like this, sorry.
Yeah, feel free to fix yourself if there's a fly. 1, 2, 3. That's 70. 85. This is really tight now. 1, 2, 3. At 100. I'm gonna put it at f2. It was at 2.7, but I'm gonna put it at 2.8. 1, 2, 3. There's at 135. 1, 2, 3. This is at 150 at 2.8. 1, 2, 3. All right. And that was a shoot with Penny. And as you can see, those photos came out spectacular. And as I said again, I really like how versatile this lens is. You have the 35mm focal length, and you can zoom all the way to 150 at f2.8. This is an extremely fun lens to use, and I think it's definitely the lens to go with if you're serious about weddings, family events, or just overall events that you want to capture. I did use this lens for weddings and it did not disappoint. The autofocus is good and as fast as your camera can get the lens to be. I didn't have any issues with the autofocus, and I think it's more than fast enough for weddings too. So how's the image quality from this lens? When I transferred the images from the camera to my computer, I didn't really have high expectations. My expectations were pretty minimal. I wasn't expecting Nikon S quality type of images like the 50-1.2 or the 85 1.2s, but I think this lens is right there with the 2.8s zoom lenses. And for a 35 to 150 focal length range, it's really hard to argue with that too. And I said before, it's sharp at 35 all the way through 150 as well. Even at f2 at 35mm, it'll still give you excellent sharpness, as you can see here. So overall, there is a lot more pros than cons with this lens. I know Samyang has their 35-150 f2 to 2.8, but I think as of June 2024, they only made that lens for the Sony mirrorless cameras. As I said before, I think this is the perfect lens for weddings, for portraits, for family events. Basically, it's your do-all lens. You can definitely use it for portraits too, as you've seen with my portraits with Penny. For travel, I've thought about using this lens, but I think for me personally, I just like the prime lenses more. And also, as I said before, the lens is pretty heavy, so it does give me, like, if you do have a shoulder strap, it does make your shoulder a little sore, but it's only if you're carrying it for at least 4 to 5 plus hours. I do like the versatility of it, but at the same time, the weight is just a little kind of like a hassle for me. But you can 100% still use it for travels. I don't think I would use it for hiking, especially if you're doing long hikes, but it'll definitely be in my backpack if I am hiking. It is definitely on the heavier side, but that's something you may need to compromise for this type of lens. So is it really the best lens? I really think it's definitely a lens that needs to be in your bag or attached to your camera at any event, especially for weddings. Before Tamron announced this lens for the Nikon Z bodies, I had a wedding and this lens was always on my mind because it was only released for, I believe, for Sony and the L-mount Leicas, and I think for Panasonic too, or Lumix, one of those, but it was not released for the Nikon Z mount yet, and it was just one lens that I really wanted to use for the wedding. During this wedding, I had my Nikon Z6 with the 35 1.4 art, and my Nikon D3 with the 80 to 200. While that's an awesome combo, I just really wish I had the 35 to 150 because at 150, you're close enough. You have that focal length where you're just far enough away from people so you're not in the way of the crowd or the audience, and you're at 35 where you can it's just wide enough for me personally to get a group picture. But seriously, I really would highly recommend this lens for wedding photographers, or if you're really invested in weddings or portraits, and especially if you're doing weddings on a monthly basis, this is definitely a must-have lens. I really wish Nikon did create this lens, but it is what it is. I just wish Nikon made some lenses, but now they've released the Nikon Z6 as of June 2024. So no hate on that, but I just really wish Nikon created a lens like this because it would have been amazing. Thankfully, Tamron has one out for $2,000 for the Nikon Z mounts. And I know that Samyang has one for much cheaper, but they only have it, I believe, right now for the Sony mounts. So if you have any questions about it, leave a comment below and I'll try my best to answer. And if you're interested in buying one, I'll have links below in the description. For the price, I think it's well worth the money, well worth the investment, especially if you're doing weddings on a monthly basis or if you're doing portraits as well. And it's the best lens I've used so far, and that's saying a lot. There's a lot of lenses I really like, but for serious professional work, this 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8 is definitely one lens to keep in my bag. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me a lot. And if you have any questions about this lens or my cameras, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try my best to answer. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. See ya. Down one step right there. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Great. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did you want to see the pictures?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Dang, is this heavy for you?
Yeah, it's a little heavy. No, it's not. Well, for me, no, it's not. But I think for some people, it's a pretty big lens.